Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is 3D Icicle Freeze, and today I'd like to talk about the very famous Pokemon versus Digimon death battle. I'm here to analyze pretty much the video itself and to just kind of give my opinion on basically the outcome in the video itself, and basically just pointing out like a lot of, what I see in it. So first I'd like to go over the actual video itself. Personally, as a person, I really like Pokemon. Now, I like Digimon too, and of course there's bias to any side, but I do like Pokemon more. So the outcome was, of course, very disappointing for me, for when I saw Mega Charizard be defeated by, I don't know, this gigantic fuckface. The thing is, I found that this was really pretty unfair. The first flaw that I found with this is that why is it Mega Charizard versus this universe-destroying Digimon? Why isn't it Arceus versus this Digimon? If you did Arceus versus this Digimon, the outcome would be very different. To me, that's like comparing apples to oranges and not red apples to green apples. Or, like sweet potatoes to mashed potatoes. It's not fair. You're comparing... It's like comparing a fucking refrigerator and a TV. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And here's a great example, too. Let's compare YouTube channels. Let's compare the ScrewAttack channel that made the video to PewDiePie. PewDiePie has over 40 million subscribers at this point. ScrewAttack only has 3 million. Anyone would agree that they would get fucked, right? Obviously, they would. So, but here's the thing. Now, a lot of you are screaming at your, desktop right now, or your phone, and you're like, well, that's not fair. Well, that's what this whole video is. This whole video of Mega Charizard versus Digimon, or Pokemon versus Digimon, it's not fair to begin with. It would be more fair if you did like Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters. Or if you did Digimon versus some other universe-exploding fuck. I don't know, I'm just saying that it really is an unfair, video to begin with. The second thing is, you could say that what I'm saying is very biased, and there certainly is a lot of bias in what I'm saying, but there's a lot of bias clearly on their part too. If somebody told me, they're like, hey, we're making a YouTube video, and we want to talk about all the terrible things, all the terrible flaws, with Pokemon, we want to talk about that, and we want you to guest star. Are you going to? I'd say, hell no, because yes, there are flaws in Pokemon, and I can point out, like, literally hundreds of flaws with Pokemon, but I'm not going to. Clearly, the people who made this video, they know what they were doing, and they know that they favored Digimon over Pokemon, excuse me. So, it's very clear that there was bias to for this video to begin with. I really just think that the initial matchup between Pokemon and Digimon is completely foolish, and it clearly wasn't well thought out. I really just, again, there is so much bias from what I'm saying, but there's just so much bias from them that it's like, it's very equal, and that it's really just kind of unfair. Again, they could have done any other Pokemon. They didn't have to do Mega Charizard. They could have done a legendary Pokemon. It still classifies as a Pokemon. Again, I just think that it really was just foolish, and, I really just think it was a very poor matchup. Again, could have done a different Pokemon. Or, again, like, Pokemon versus, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters. Even, do Pokemon versus, the Xenoblade, Chronicles universe creatures. You do something more fair, with, how can you compare animals that get captured by trainers to universe-exploding fucks, as I refer to them? It's really just not fair. I mean, clearly the Digimon's gonna win. To me, they made a video that was just kind of like... It's like saying Barack Obama is black. We already know that. You don't need to support reasons why he's black. It just doesn't... It honestly just doesn't make any sense. Now, the good part is, because I don't want to end off the video as a salty Pokemon lover, I really can appreciate the video a lot, because there really were a lot of supporting details from both sides, and I can really support that a lot. I do like that in the video there's a lot of supporting details, there's a lot of, clear analysis that was put into it, that it was definitely, like, it was definitely well thought. As much as I'm upset about, the final outcome, there really clearly was, like, a lot of time put into this video, and I can totally appreciate that. And I have to say, the video, it is a good video. Like, it's a poorly made initial foundation for an idea of a video, but it really is, it's not poorly made, it's well made for what it is. I just don't think that it was good to begin it like that anyway. I don't think that it really is just, the initial setup just isn't good anyway. But again, ScrewAttack is pretty cool. Again, though, I have to be honest, I'm not a big fan of their outcomes, because I really don't like that. I personally feel like they go for the underdog almost every time, which isn't always a bad thing. I just, personally, I just think that their initial matchups are really just unfair to begin with in most of their videos. But I mean, again, I'm not saying their videos are bad. With 3 million subscribers, clearly you know what you're doing, and you know that, what you're doing really, like, entertains people, so. Anyway, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you guys agree? Do you guys think that it should have been Arceus instead of Mega Charizard, or maybe it should have been a different Pokemon? Do you agree with me that the initial setup was, really just unfair to begin with? Or do you agree that, it kind of, it was fair? Or, do you also agree with the fact that I said that should it be a totally different thing, I personally don't know of any universe exploding, I don't know of any other thing, monsters that can explode universes. So, would it be more fair to have them versus Digimon and then, like, Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh? To me, that's more fair, but what do you guys think? Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you agreed with a lot of the things I said here today. And I will see you guys soon.